Hey guys, welcome to Samco Workshop. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Ryobi 1900 PSI 1.2 gallon per minute pressure washer. And I pressure wash for a living. I've been doing it for the last 4 years. This is one thing that I do kind of full time, I guess you could say. I do it, 3 days a week regularly, but I also have a photography company and a few other jobs. So it's not like I'm doing it 5 days a week like some guys are, but I definitely have been doing it long enough and know enough about it. So we're going to break that little pressure washer down. I bought it specifically to use as a car wash system, okay, with a foam cannon and the benefits of that. And so especially with us moving to Georgia, this is our rental house here in St. Helens, Michigan. We're here for another couple months till November when we move down to Georgia full time. We sold our house in Houghton Lake and paid off the house in Georgia, and like I said, we're in a transition zone here. But down in Georgia, the amount of mud that I'm going to get into down there and hunting and in the woods and things like that, it's a tremendous amount of mud and dirt that my truck just accumulates. So I wanted a dedicated foam cannon, something that will spray water inside of my wheel wells under the undercarriage that I can really clean well with. And my pressure washers that I use for pressure washing are almost just too much for that, and too much of a pain in the butt to set up and get ready and roll and do all that kind of stuff. So it's just easier to have a little system. So I bought this little Ryobi. I got it for $100 on sale, and the thing's a great little unit. We're going to talk about it. We're going to review it in full detail. So let me set it up and take a look at this for you. It's electric, great little setup. Let me reposition the camera and we'll get started. All right, this is my tub, which is basically my car wash kit for here. Like I said, when we get down to Georgia, I'll have this set up on a stand and everything will basically stay outside there for this setup. But here again, I'm in a transitional place here, so I kind of put this stuff in here. So now I'm going to review this today with the original components, but I did buy some extra stuff. These are just extra microfiber cloths, got to have them for car washing. My foam cannon, my MTM foam cannon, which I did a review on already for this channel. And my gun that came with that foam cannon that I did the review on as well. Stuff that we're not going to be reviewing right now. This Uberflex hose that I also bought and did that. I talked about that in that foam cannon video for you. So what we're basically left with here is the original setup of this pressure washer. We have the actual pressure washer itself. Thing weighs next to nothing. Very nice, very compact setup. These tips do not go with it. These tips are actually 2.5 gallon per minute tips that I'm using for power washing or for car washing. I will cover those for you and maybe show you that. So we'll set those aside for right now, where I won't lose them. And I'll show you what comes with this. But so we have the actual unit, nice compact. They give you a lot of length of cord, which I'll show you. I think it's like 30 feet or 35 feet of cord. So that's a very nice thing. So it's a little electric pressure washer. So we have the pressure washer, which we will cover. They give you a soap blaster, which we will test out. Now, this is nowhere near what you're doing with a foam cannon. Okay, totally different world, but this may come in beneficial, which I'm going to try and see what we can do with this kind of thing, because you can use this to apply soap to your house or to whatever it is you're cleaning, so it may come in pretty handy. So we'll take a look at that and see what it does for us. So we have the soap cannon. We have, that's just a funnel that I use to put soap in if I need it. These are the other 2.5 gallon per minute nozzles. Now what that does is that's going to basically give me, instead of this one here, which is what it comes with a mini turbo nozzle, which I will test for you. Okay, I'll show you what a turbo nozzle does. A turbo nozzle is basically a 0 degree straight stream, but instead of it being a straight stream where you can only draw with, it'd be like trying to color in an area with a pencil, with just one fine tip pencil and color the whole area. That's how a 0 degree tip would work. But with a turbo nozzle, it spins, so it covers, it spins so fast, it's like trying to color in an area with a Sharpie marker, a wide Sharpie marker. So it basically is a 0 degree, but spins so fast in there that it covers, instead of being a finger width path of cleaning, it now is cleaning a section that wide. So it's a nice thing, and I'll show you. But then they give us this little, is this a 15? Can't see it. Yeah, it's a 15 degree nozzle they give us in here too, okay? Now, this is a 1.7 gallon per minute orifice size hole in here, where I am using a 2.5 for washing cars. See how much bigger the center hole is on the green one? That center hole means that I'm going to get less pressure. Instead of 1900 psi, it's going to take me down to about 1100 psi, but I'm going from 1.2 gallons a minute here to about 1.5 gallons per minute here. So I get a little more flow, a little less pressure by going to a 2.5 orifice or a 3 orifice. Okay, I can do it, but a 2.5 works best on this little dude for me. But here's the original one that you would use for any kind of concrete cleaning. So you get this one with it, and you get these. So you get both that and a turbo nozzle, which also have their own dedicated little spots right there that you can leave them in. Water hook up on the back right here. Water out on the front right there. On, off, done. Simple. There's nothing more to this little unit. It is that simple and easy and compact and works fantastic. This is the original hose they gave you, which we will I will probably use for you, but just simple and easy. You know, just it's only 20 feet long, so it's very, very short. Where here I'm running 50 foot of Uberflex, so much higher quality hose, and 50 feet of it. This is 20 feet and shorter, but it is still a very high quality hose as far as kink resistance and stuff too. I mean, honestly, you know, you get this for free, and most of the hoses that come with pressure washers, commercial consumer grades, I should say, consumer grade pressure washers, those hoses suck. This one is actually very nice hose. So if you don't need the extra length, like if you're not washing cars with it regularly, or you know, if you don't want to spend the money, the 40 or 50 bucks on a longer hose, this one will suffice. This is a good hose. I will show you. And then the gun right here is the pressure wash, or the wand, the lance, the gun. It comes in two parts. This goes in like this, sets in, and then twist locks, and then you have your full length gun right here, which we will set up and I will show you. So that's basically what you're getting in the kit here. That's pretty much everything. The rest of these little components are my own stuff that I have in here. Teflon tape, some little things, some extra quick deconnect, that sort of thing. But I will show you this setup and how this little machine works. So let me get it all put together for you here, and we'll take you over and show you. Okay, this here is what we are going to try cleaning. Is going to be that pad right there, that dirty pad. And I'll just do half of it. We'll try it with that turbo nozzle, see how it does, and then we'll try hitting some of that stuff, and we'll just test that out, which I will show you. We have the setup right here, basically right here. I will give you a couple quick pointers here as we assemble this and get it ready to roll. Now, I'm also going to be wearing, I'm going to put on overalls here before we start, because I do know that I'm going to get filthy dirty with a turbo nozzle because of all the kick up. So we're going to use those, and always, 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 when you're running a pressure washer, safety glasses. I will put links to these below. I will have links to all of this stuff below, plus the other hoses and the things I recommend, but never pressure wash without having safety protection on for safety glasses. So now, when we hook this up, okay, you never want to go ahead and hook up your water hose right away to this or have it on, because of the fact it's going to start shooting water out. I'll show you, and you can't actually hook up. Now, I personally always like to have my water on, so it's already on. You know, people are going to argue with me, but I want to make sure it's on so I don't forget to go turn the nozzle on by hooking it up first. So me personally, I always want my water on before I even get to the machine. I kink it like this. I take off the head. Whether you like doing it this way or not, or that bothers you, I go, you know, I'm not worried about it. It's how I've been doing it for a long time. But that way I know I have water going in. So I'm going to screw this on right here. So we got our inlet side. So we know that there's water. But see, watch, if I didn't hook that side up first, watch what happens. Okay, see, I'm shooting water out of here. That's going to be hard to put that other head on there with that shooting water. So usually you hook that side up first before you connect this side. That's my advice. So, but we'll lock that down. Also, stretch your hoses so you make sure they're kink free before you start and they're out. We didn't do that, but that's okay. But so I'm going to put this hose on. Okay, hang on here. And should be same fitting on either side for this. So we put that on there. So there it is. You are hooked up. Now when I let this go, we should start getting water coming out of this end like that. I'm going to stretch this hose now to make sure we're kink free. See how we got this ball here from how they rolled it? That's because they don't roll hoses like I show you how to roll them. I have a video that teaches you how to roll hoses so you never deal with this crap. So you never get all this tangle. And so it's on there. There's a video on there. But for right now, we're just going to unwind it and try and get it nice and straight here on our own. But like I said, if you roll them the way I show you, you never have these issues. We're going to end up just getting wet as this flings around. There we go. Okay, so that is set up there. Okay, now to connect the gun, same thing. We're just going to pop this little cap off of here. We're going to connect the gun into this. Is this stuff kink free? Look at that. That does really good at kink free. That's pretty impressive cord. Your guard hose will always kink pretty easy, so I'm going to kink it. Kills the water. And hook this up. Now you can do all this stuff beforehand again if you want to. I just like it because it flushes everything out, and it's just kind of my preferred method. But usually I'm using quick connects and I'm not dealing with all this stuff. I won't probably use this pressure washer with this gun. I will use my other setup and my other hose, which has quick connects. But now we are running. Make sure you have water coming out of that gun. See that? If you don't have water coming out of here, you burn this up instantly. Okay, there's no two ways about it. You burn up your pressure washer if you don't have water running through it. That tells you there's water running through it. It doesn't need to be a lot, but you got to make sure you have water flow coming through your gun. Now you're going to pick your tip. Let's put this one on first, a 15 degree, just for the heck of it. Okay, getting a little flow, but we don't have it turned on yet. The pressure washer's not on, so we got nothing really happening. Let me put on my pants here, my overalls I wear for when I am when I am running turbo nozzles and stuff, and we'll come right back. All right, so we are ready. Glasses, that, but I also just put just a little bit of laundry detergent in the bottom of my soap jug here. I want to see if it's going to draw, how well it's going to draw. So we're going to take a minute and top this off with water. Again, I don't have this turned on yet, so it's just a nice little faucet. We're going to put water in there, and I want to see if we start seeing suds come out of here, then we know it's drawing from here, and we can be happy with that. So let's fill it about yay far, and we're going to see if this will take off and draw up when we're ready to test it. So we take our soap cannon, or soap sprayer, which again, this would be a very handy tool to have if it applies, because you can put your house cleaner, your concrete cleaner, whatever it is that you want to use as a homeowner in this, and you can actually apply it pretty well, and you're not running that stuff through the hose and through the gun like you are when you have an actual dedicated tank on your machine. You're running all that corrosiveness and that chemicals and harshness through your entire system. This puts it out here on the end only, right? Does it? Oh yeah, it's going to put it right here actually. It'll put it right on there and get rid of the gun. So you have none of that going through your entire system. So that's a good thing. That's how we want it. That's what you do not want all of that corrosive chemicals going through the machine and through the gun. Have it out here on the end. So this is a brilliant design that they give you. Probably a little cheap, but will it work? We're going to find out. First, let's see what happens here. So when I turn it on, press the button. That's all there is to it. It pressurizes up. Okay, so here we go. We got on here safety glasses again on all the time. All right, so this is at 15 degree tip. Let's just take a look at it. Okay, that's 15 degrees, and that's at you're 15 degrees and you're at 1900 psi. Enough that you don't want to put your hand in front of this. You will cut your hand with that, okay? Now, if you get out there a little ways, probably not too bad when you get out further out, but you don't want to do that. You cut this across your feet or something, and it will make you bleed. So don't do that. It's a good enough pressure washer. Now, I'll show you the difference. Let's take this, and we're going to just try and put a mark on here, and we'll see. There. So if I zoom you in here, you can see, I was just waiting to see if it would prompt, the pressure washer would reload, or if it just kept going. I was just listening to it. But if we zoom in here and see, okay, look at the difference. Look at what that did just with that 15 degree nozzle. So that's a fantastic thing. Let me actually show you here. We'll just do a couple passes with this and I'll show you the difference. So here's this nozzle, it's 15 degrees. Okay, So that's what that 15-degree nozzle does. And you can see it cleans it up very nice. It's a, like I said, fantastic little pressure washer. Now let's try that turbo tip. Let's see what that does here. So we pop this off, and we're gonna set that right here. Then we're gonna put that turbo nozzle on. Now that turbo nozzle, again, is a 0 degree rather than a 15, so it's more of a straight needle type stream, but it's spinning, so it's gonna clean. So let's see, I'll show you the difference. Watch, ready? Can you see that? Where you at? I can't see through my glasses. Hang on. Let me spin you so I can see where you are. Okay, so watch this nozzle. You can see that oscillation. You can see that oscillation in that turbo nozzle. It is spinning like that. So let's take a look at how it does on here. See how it's a much bigger path, even if we hold it here. Rather than a straight stream. But when you look close, you can see you got little swirls in there. So you got to stay right on it. But look, you can see on the edges of it the circles if I move through here quicker. You can see it makes that design. So this is going to be a fantastic, now this turbo nozzle is not a fantastic one, but it does really give you a bigger width, so you can really So that turbo nozzle doesn't work too bad. I'm actually not as impressed with it as like my main turbo nozzles and what, you know, my full-size Pro model turbo nozzles make a big difference. This one, it's making a difference. I got that out of here, but you can see that this, like I said, not bad, but not great. Well, you got to get right in on it to make a difference. So I think the turbo nozzle actually on this does make a pretty good difference. Put it back on and try it again and finish this off. Yeah, that turbo nozzle makes a big difference on this. But it worked pretty good. Like I said, it's not bad for a little machine, but you can see the stripes in there and see how it still needs more work. You're gonna have to go slow if you're trying to do concrete cleaning. I would never try to clean a driveway with something like this. I would go with a surface cleaner. There's just not enough power. But it does get the job done for this stuff, and it is working. So that's how that works as far as the turbo nozzle. So pretty impressive. Let's test that soap nozzle on here now. So in order to do that, we need to turn the machine off and pop this gun off with no pressure in there. So we're going to kill the machine. We are always going to relieve pressure anytime we are going to switch something. You got to, or do that. You got to watch because there's pressure in here still. Okay, see how I let that pressure out? Now that pressure is out of there. We're gonna kink that hose again just to give us a chance to pop this off. Actually, I did not have to kink the hose. The trigger's holding it back. Not used to these two-piece guns and stuff like this. So actually, relieve the pressure, which I did. Let's zoom you out. There we go. So we relieve that pressure, and now, checking this, okay, we're gonna just pop that wand off and leave that tip right on there. We're gonna set that aside. Let's now take your soap cannon right here, put that on, and we're gonna see what this is capable of doing. So let's see what this does. You're not gonna run the tip on there. It's already got the tip in there. That is already a designed tip for running soap dispensing. So let's see what it does. It should draw, as the water comes through it, draw from the cannon. So we turn the machine on, and it should be pulling from this soap tank. So we should start seeing suds. I'm not seeing any suds yet. There we go, we're getting a little bit. I see some down there. Very, very little. I mean, just a little bit there on the edge. I'm calling this a, I mean, let's soap it up a little bit and see. But I mean, so far I'm not impressed with this at all. Maybe a little bit. This might have to be filled more full. Maybe you can't run it with it that low, but I'm seeing not a lot of soap on there. I'm not really too super impressed. Let's see here what happens if I run this, if I can fill this from here like this. Yeah. Let's try that and see if that makes a difference with more soap and sud, but so far this thing's a total failure. There we go. Now we're getting some suds, so you're going to have to keep that soap cannon completely full. That's going to have to be full of water regularly to pressurize that, and it does work. It did, but I don't know if I would trust running that with stuff. I think a pump-up sprayer would be a better option. A pump-up sprayer, I can show you here in a second, as an example, would just be your little gallon pump-up. I'll grab one and I will show you what I'm talking about. All right, so this is what we're talking about with a pump-up sprayer. They're about 11 bucks. They're cheap. I'll put a link to them below. But basically, you take this, pump it up, gets pressurized, and then you can turn it, and then it will shoot. Okay, so you can use this to apply soap. Now I actually have a bleach mixture in here, but you can use this to soap things. If we were to put this on here, like where this algae is, you can see the difference of what this does already, okay, because of the mixture I have in there. But you can see, look at that. But point being, you could use something like this and use this to apply any soap you want. You have an adjustable twist nozzle that'll let you reach up there pretty good, but it's not gonna, you know, it's not amazing, but it would work. This pressure washer, like I said, to try and clean a whole house with this, I don't recommend it. There's probably better options. To clean concrete, will it clean a little bit like that? Yeah, but not that great. It's not a horrible system, you know, but you're not getting a lot of soap out of that. There is soap coming down, but that's the soap I put on there already. Like I said, I'm not super impressed with this soap cannon at all. Actually, I think that soap cannon sucks. I'm sorry, that thing's no good. The turbo nozzle does a fantastic job on this. That is a very good setup. I'm not taking anything away from that at all. That thing sprays well, good power. And does an excellent job. That is a very solid system. The 15-degree nozzle, this 15-degree does a fantastic job as well too. So all in all, we're talking about a very capable little pressure washer, but as far as doing an entire house with it, I don't think it's that. Where I think this thing shines at tremendously is car washing applications. Running that hose, running a different gun on there, being able to run a foam cannon, to be able to spray, to be able to run that lower pressure. Let me swap this gun. Actually, I can't without swapping hoses, but if you watch my, I did a video, it's on my channel here, and it's, I'll link it at the end of this if I can, but it is my MTM foam cannon review, and I show it in there, how I set that gun up, how I connect all this stuff together, how I set it up, and then I show you how I use it. But that one offers a tremendous amount of capability to use this. Now you can use a foam cannon right on the end of this. You don't need the different hose or the different gun. You can use this system for that, but in my opinion, this little bitty, a 1.2 gallon, 1800 PSI pressure washer, fantastic for small projects and great for washing a car. Would I do an entire house with it? Probably not. Would it work? Maybe. I could definitely sit here and do this. And I could give something a good cleaning. I could hit the concrete. And I could give it a good cleaning. There's no doubt there. But without a way to properly apply soap or chemicals to something, as you saw, look at the difference there. I mean, look at, if I hit this with just water, okay, I'm barely getting a difference there. Look at it did just by applying that chemical. So chemicals make a tremendous difference when you're cleaning. House cleaners, deck cleaners, concrete cleaners. Without a way to apply that, you're kind of lost. That little soap cannon thing they give you doesn't really do a very good job, and it's inconsistent with ratios, and I don't think I would trust that. And I don't think they give you a... No, there is no way to hook anything else up on there. There is no, that's it. That's that whole thing. That's all there is to it. And so personally, I'm not as impressed with that setup. But this, and then using a pump-up sprayer to apply, which you can mix your correct chemicals in here and you can get a very good ratio, that I think has a very serious amount of potential and a very affordable. I mean, you're only talking $100 for this pressure washer. So is it capable? Yes, most definitely. Car wash system, incredible. Home pressure washing system, not bad, would do in a pinch, but there's other things out there. Now, when it comes to a pressure washer, remember too, I'm not used to these weird kind of hookups on these guns, but when it comes to a pressure washer, the pressure, the 1800 PSI, the PSI, it doesn't mean too much, okay? The pressure doesn't matter as much as the gallons per minute. This is a 1.2 gallon per minute machine. You're not getting much out of it, okay? When you get into the 3 gallon, 3.5, 4, those are fantastic. Anything above a 4 gallon per minute machine, you got to be careful, because if your home faucet, your well or your water system isn't producing at least 5 gallons a minute, then your 4 gallon a minute machine might end up might struggle. Okay, so if you start getting, most houses will handle 4, unless it's a small well. But when you start getting above 4 gallons a minute into the 5.5s and the 6, and these are pro grade machines there, you're going to get into a whole world. That's the reason consumer ones are usually smaller, less gallons per minute. But buy the highest gallon per minute you can. Okay, doesn't matter who makes it, doesn't matter the quality. If they're direct drive or electric, they're all the same thing. They have a short shelf life. They will not last forever. You're not going to be running this thing for 8 hours a day straight and do that 7-10 days in a row without something blowing up on them. Okay, they're just not built to handle that kind of use. So don't worry about the brand or who makes the best one or anything like that. Find the one that gives you the most GPMs for a decent amount of money, and that's the one you want to go with for doing houses. For car washes, this little thing for $100 is phenomenal. It's going to be incredible. Watch that video I'm linking right here at the end for you, and you can see it in action and how it works, but just awesome. But as far as a home pressure washer, will it work? Yes. It cleaned that little pad pretty well. Now, if I could apply chemicals on it, it would do much better, which I would do with this pump-up sprayer, and then clean it, which I will do before I leave so that it looks good for him. And cleaning that whole door, you could do any of that stuff with this, but like I said, not the best setup for it. There's other ones that definitely beat it, but for $100, can't go wrong. So there's my review of that Ryobi The 1800 PSI, 1.2 gallon, sweet little machine, perfect for what it is and great for the money. Just understand it. It's like I said, the soap cannon is not that great in there. There's really not a great way to apply your chemical with this machine. You need to actually find a way to do it with a pump up sprayer or something else. So that was kind of disheartening. I had high hopes for that soap dispenser. But everything else, love it. And like I said, what I bought it for is a dedicated car wash system that I can set up outside on a little stand when I get to Georgia and leave it sit there. Quick connects on my hose there, and all I got to do is literally walk over and hook the hose onto it. My gun's set up, everything's ready, and I can start foam canning, and then I can use it for high pressure rinsing and getting my wheel wells and everything like that on a car. Best $100 I could have probably spent. So I'm very, very happy, very impressed with what it'll do. Thanks for watching.